Hello, my name is Layla. I'm the wine director at Reid's Fine Foods and Reid's Runaway Gourmet. Okay, Ryan, you are back and giving us another alternative for people who do not eat beef, even though that was extraordinary.
Yes.
We have a turkey, and it's actually something new.
This is something I've never seen before, Layla, and this is an awesome idea. It's a different play on turkey. I mean, every year you probably had roasted turkey, and roasted turkey.
With mashed potatoes and
exactly.
the gravy.
When you introduced me to this, I absolutely fell in love with it.
Everybody knows ossobuco, that famous Italian dish.
Exactly.
You know, it could be made with veal, should be made with veal.
Yes, ma'am.
But now we have
turkey
ossobuco. So what piece of the turkey we utilize?
So what we've done here is we've asked Bucky, our favorite butcher, just to take a drum, the whole leg, and what he did is we cut it into 2-inch pieces.
Kind of duplicating.
I mean, it's spot on. You still have the bone in, which is going to give you that flavor. And I mean, it looks exactly like a veal ossobuco. Like, I mean, it's spot on. Your friends won't know how you did this or how you got the idea, but this is a very awesome dish. So what we've done...
I was just gonna, you know, what else can we do with turkey that is a different, you know, something different. And this, of course, is part also of our holiday menu.
Yes, ma'am.
So once again, you can order it, or you can watch our video on our Reid's YouTube channel and get the recipe and watch you cook it.
Yes, ma'am. So what we've done is just like the beef, I've taken the liberty of already searing these off. I've seared every side to get that nice caramelization of the sugars of the meat. And what you're going to want to do after you have these seared off is I just take them out for a second, and then we're going to add...
Do you put any herbs on the turkey? Or
that is just salt and pepper on the turkey.
Salt and pepper
yes, ma'am. All your seasoning from this is going to come from everything that you're going to cook it in like you would your traditional ossobuco. So what we have is we have just one medium white onion. You can use Vidalia, you can use yellow onion, you can use red. I mean, it's pretty much your preference. Like we said earlier, kind of make these... This is just a guide, kind of make it how you would want to, what you prefer. So pan hot, you're just going to add your onions. And it's the same thing. You want to use it in the dish that you're searing in, because all the flavor is in that
already
dish.
there in that oil.
We add our onions. You're going to cook your onions for...
You're going to sweat them a little.
Sweat them a little bit. You don't want to caramelize them. You just kind of want to get the moisture out of them, the water, and kind of get them a little bit soft. Then we're going to add carrots to that,
which is going to add color too.
Exactly.
To the dish.
And
here comes the best part.
This is the best part. It's kind of like a little Moroccan flair to the dish. I
was just thinking about because it has the cranberries, it has the apricots, and then all those wonderful full spices.
Yes, ma'am. So we're just going to add those in. These are dried too, by the way. If you can find fresh, feel free to use them, but I just like dry. I mean, it's more to me, it's more concentrated. You have a little bit more flavor to it.
Right.
And they're just easier to find. They're always available.
Look at the color in that. I mean, the white and the bright orange from the carrots and the red from the cranberries and what else are we adding to that?
Now we're gonna. This is where the fall is going to kick in. I have 1 teaspoon of nutmeg and then 1 teaspoon of allspice.
Okay.
We're going to add that in, and then we also have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm a big fan of cinnamon. I don't use it just during fall. It's one of my secret go-to. A lot of people don't think about using it for savory dishes, but it'll give you a depth to your dish.
That's mostly associated with
desserts or something sweet.
You know, I have seen a lot of your dishes, especially some soup that I tasted that you can detect a tiny bit of all those full spices to it.
So the last part we're going to do is I have some hard apple cider. You can use whatever kind of cider you want. You can use
reds, white wine as
you can use white wine. You can use apple cider vinegar. But what I like, since it's fall, is I'm using a hard cider. It's really easy to find now. They make all different types. You can have peach cider. I mean, there's a lot of different ciders.
Into it, which
exactly.
Is seasonal as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, this is the time where you go pick apples in the mountains and everything. So I got a cup and a half of cider. You're just going to add that in.
Yeah.
And now, as soon as you add that in, what you're going to want to do is just
put the
your turkey
back in
and just put it right back in with it. Now, while you're going to cook this, I have the oven preheated to 350. And you kind of want to, I'm using a cast iron, but if you have a Dutch oven or if you have a roasting dish that has a lid, you can use that. You want to.
Otherwise, you can put foil over it.
You can put foil over it.
Kind of make a tent. So
yes, ma'am. Definitely. Yeah. And
so it's basically.
Oven's preheated.
It's ready to go in the oven.
We're going to put it right in. And one thing about this is, even though the recipe calls just for a cup and a half of cider, you're going to want to watch it, because turkey doesn't have a lot of fat to it, so it's not going to create a lot of juice. So you may need to add a little bit extra juice to it.
Like in this case that you're going to add?
Yes, ma'am. Well, this one we've been having go for a while. You're not going to have a very, very loose sauce like you did on the one before, but you'll see once we plate it that everything's cooked together. So pretty much your onions and your carrots are going to kind of be a sauce and base to it. So you can see how everything's stewed, everything's nice and tender, and the meat's about ready just to fall off. So, and once again, if you have a nice Dutch oven, or if you want to be rustic, I mean, you could put the cast iron or whatever pot you have right on the table.
Yeah, but as you can see, it really doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't.
As long as it's covered, so all the flavors remain intact and don't escape.
Exactly.
Basically.
And another thing, I mean, if you wanted a little bit creamier of a sauce, right at this point, you could add more cider to it. You could add a touch of cream, but I like it like this.
I like it like this.
You just a little bit right over top.
You can add some vegetables to it, or you know, some risotto would be good with it. We just have a couple of side dishes that will go really well with both of them. But there is your beautiful
turkey ossobuco. Yes, ma'am.
A dish made in heaven for the fall.
It is. This was a good find,
Layla. Nice addition to our Christmas
menu.
So, can't wait to taste it.
I can't either.